Hello and a warm welcome to Focus IR. Today I'm joined by Mitchell Smith from Fulcrum Metals, not new to the company, but newly appointed as the non-exec chairman. We'll be discussing your progress, how you're getting along, and the results as well from your study at your Tech Hughes tailing project there in Ontario. So lots to stay tuned for. But first of all, Mitchell, how's it all going? How's the new role?
Yeah, so far so good. Actually, as you mentioned, I've been with the company from inception, as a non-executive director. But when Ryan and the board, asked me to become chairman, I really jumped at the opportunity. It was really a time when you were evolving into something much more than just your average gold explorer. And in the last 12 months, we made a lot of progress, and it's really been on focusing our efforts on tailings remediation. And this really, really excites me. Having a role in building a company that not only will benefit on an economic basis, but also being able to repurpose these wastelands within mining communities. It really builds some social credit, and that's something that I can really firmly stand behind.
All right, let's maybe rewind and you remind us now what the focus is of your company and your 100% owned subsidiary, Fulcrum Enviro Tech.
Yes. Fulcrum started a couple of years ago as a junior exploration company with a couple of highly prospective gold projects in Ontario. Over the past year or so, we've made this really exciting pivot into tailings reprocessing. Um, we've recognized that there's this untapped opportunity, I guess you could say, to process mine waste using an established relationship with a company called Extract Process Solutions, and using their proprietary technology and partnership with world class EPC group Bechtel. We're solidifying our position as a benchmark for tailings mediation, and converting mine waste into highly profitable revenue streams, offering sustainable and environmentally responsible end products while reducing legacy environmental liabilities and improving environmental outcomes. So really, really exciting stuff that we're doing right now.
And why tailings? Why are you currently focusing on Ontario?
Yeah, vision of tailings reprocessing isn't anything new. But what is revolutionary is Extract's a proven technology and its application to tailings. It's also a very timely opportunity. The Ontario government just introduced new regulation under the Mining Act that would make it a lot easier for companies to start recovering residual metals and minerals from mine waste that could be found at closed or abandoned mine sites like we have it at Tech Hughes and Sylvanite. There are hundreds of potential sites in Ontario that host these tailings and rock waste, which could become available for mineral recovery. So Fulcrum is really well placed, and we have this tremendous amount of support from not only the government but from the First Nation communities who really want to see these lands rehabilitated. And again, it's we're not only benefiting from the economics from the gold recovery, but also from the ability to repurpose these lands for future generations. So again, we're very keen to move this forward, and I think with the partnerships that we have existing, and new partnerships that could come from this, we're really keen and very excited.
Let's maybe talk about some results then now, shall we? Because you issued an RNS announcing that you've received positive results from a study at your Tech Use tailings project that I mentioned in Ontario. How does that affect your partnership with Extract Process Solutions?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're extremely pleased by the positive study at our Tech Hughes project. Not only does it show the significance of this single project. But more importantly, it really demonstrates that there's scalability of applying the technology across multiple legacy assets that are just waiting to be reprocessed and remediated. With respect to extract, it also signifies a major milestone with Fulcrum and extract entering into a master licensing agreement and us gaining this exclusivity on a region that is home to some of the most productive gold mines and their resulting tailings sites in all of Canada. So we're really pleased by the results, and we're really excited to see what we can do with extract moving forward.
Okay, and we've got to mention tariffs, haven't we? And what your view is on all of this ongoing trade war saga between the US and Canada, really front page news where you are and here as well. Tell us, do you see this as an obstacle for you?
Yeah, Katie, I'm not going to get too political here. Definitely a hot topic, like you said. And I don't see it going away anytime soon. I think it's unfortunate that what has been a long-standing trading partner along the longest border in the world, Canada and U.S., has really resorted to these measures that has now forced Canada's hand. And you've seen there's some retaliatory measures that are being implemented by the Canadian government and both federally and provincially. But I think there's also some good that's actually coming from this. And there's in response to these U.S. tariffs, our government has promised the acceleration of resource development. For instance, they're looking at more efficient and timely permitting and regulatory processes. So that's really really encouraging. And overall, it's actually really strengthened opportunities domestically. And reinforce the critical role Canada plays in global supply of commodities and the importance mining plays in everyday life. So I think there's some good that comes from this, and I think we as Canadians are embracing it, and I think there's a tremendous amount of opportunity to show how Canada can play on a global scale within the mining and metals space. So I from bad comes some good here.
Okay, nice to hear some positives. We like that. It's certainly been a fascinating first 50 days or so for the US president, that's for sure. We'll be watching on. Mitchell, thank you so very much indeed. That's Mitchell Smith there from Fulcrum Metals. Thank you.